Hey guys, Ludicrous Kingdom here. So this is day 8 of June Daily. Okay, so in yesterday's video I asked you guys to ask me some questions and suggest some topics for me to talk about in future videos. Now I did get one response, a video response from Phexid, who asked me if I have ever encountered any bearded dragons or any other Australian lizard. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so first, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the bearded dragon. Pagona are a genus of lizards containing 7 species, which are often known by the common name bearded dragons. The term bearded dragon is most commonly used to describe the central bearded dragon. Members of this genus live in the arid, rocky, semi-desert regions and dry open woodlands of Australia. They are adept climbers, spending time on branches and in bushes, even found on fence posts when living near human habitation. Pagona bask on rocks and exposed branches in the mornings and afternoons. The species are found throughout Australia. Several species of the genus have been domesticated, especially Pagona viticeps, and are often kept as pets or exhibited. The genus is in the subfamily Agamidae of the family Agamidae. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Their characteristics include spiny scales arranged in rows and clusters. These are found on the throat, which can be expanded when threatened, and at the back of the head. The species also displays a hand-waving gesture. This is to show submission between dragons. They also have a head-bobbing act to show dominance. They have the ability to change colour during rivalry challenges between males, and in response to temperature change and other stimuli. They can grow to the size of about 13 to 24 inches. Bearded dragons, amygid lizards of the genus Pagona, are often kept as pets, most commonly Pagona viticeps, the inland or central bearded dragon. Pagona describes 7 species naturally found in arid, semi-arid woodlands and rocky deserts in Central Australia. They are a popular species among children because of their friendly and calm nature, along with the relative ease of caring for them. Bearded dragons have broad triangular heads and flattened bodies, with adults reaching approximately 16 to 24 inches, or 410 to 610 millimeters, from head to tail, and weighing 350 to 600 grams, or 10 to 20 ounces. Males and females are of comparable size, although males usually sport a larger head, a thicker tail base, and slimmer bodies than the females. There are cases where a female has a bigger head and tail than her male counterpart. Mature males will turn their throat pouches, or beards, black during courtship to signal dominance, although females have also been known to do the same. Bearded dragons are native to the Central Australian desert, where food is often scarce. Bearded dragons are omnivorous, capable of subsisting a wide variety of food sources. A typical captive bearded dragon's diet consists mostly of leafy greens and vegetables, supplemented regularly with insects. Crickets are the most popular feeder choice, but bearded dragons can also be fed other insects, such as black soldier fly larvae, locusts, superworms, waxworms, silkworms, butterworms, and even certain varieties of cockroaches. So, if you have a cockroach problem, get yourself a bearded dragon. Young dragons require a significantly greater insect-to-plant matter ratio than than adults. Not all insects are equally recommended as feeders, however. The mealworm, a popular feeder insect for other kinds of reptiles, has a hard chitin, or however it's pronounced, has a hard exoskeleton, which makes it difficult for dragons to digest. It is also relatively low in nutrients. Waxworms and superworms can be given as occasional treats, but should be fed sparingly as they are extremely fatty. So they're kind of like the bearded dragon equivalent of chocolate bars. They are best used as food for undernourished or gravid bearded dragons. The size of the insect being fed must also be taken into account. The general rule of thumb is that the food being provided must not be larger than the space between the animal's mouth endings. Feeding anything larger could lead to fatal impaction. The distance between the eyes is the quickest way to assess the space between mouth endings. Suitable leafy green vegetables include collard greens, spring greens, escarole, turnip greens, mustard greens, parsley and carrot tops. Dragons may also eat orange-fleshed squashes, patty-pan squash, pumpkins, green beans, peas, carrots or their tops, beetroot, alfalfa, celery, rosemary, oregano and basil. Suitable flower greens include dandelion greens, nasturtium, hibiscus, pansies, carnations and rose petals. Suitable fruit include grapes, strawberries, raspberries, apples, pears, peaches, melons, papayas and mangoes. Insects captured in the wild are not recommended due to the increased risk of parasitic exposure and viruses. Fireflies and all other animals with bioluminescent chemicals are fatal to bearded dragons. So, now you know a little bit more about the bearded dragon. Have I seen a bearded dragon in real life? Yes, I have. A kid from my primary school class, or elementary school if you're in America, brought in a bearded dragon for show and tell once, and it was one they found by the side of the road while they were walking to school, actually. And it's true, they are quite tame and calm creatures, which is one of the reasons why they make the best pets among lizards. And I also recall seeing a goanna once when I was a kid as well. Now, goannas aren't as tame, and I wouldn't recommend approaching one or going really close to one, because they can be a bit dangerous. Now, if you'd like to learn more about Australian lizards, I'll put some links to some websites down below so you can go check them out and increase your knowledge about Australian lizards. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap this one up here. Thank you for watching once again, and thank you to Phexid for suggesting the topic for today's video. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment or a video response. And any suggestions would be greatly appreciated. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, this is Ludicrous Kingdom, signing off.